Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and this is new content time, and here we are with the Thronebreaker EQ. That is going to be screen time with two new champions. One is going to be Falcon and the second one is going to be Arnim Zola. So the first fight is going to be against a 1.1 boss. Now this lane is all about your science champion Spider-Verse. Bring those up and you should be able to easily get through the lanes. Now for the boss, there is going to be a Hawkeye with Biohazard and Chaos Inversion on specials, encroaching stun, so quite annoying all the nodes together. And there's also Langur and Redlining, so as soon as you get to 2 bars of power, your power will be drained and you will take damage. So ideally you need a champion that can deal with encroaching stun and also Biohazard. My favorite one is going to be an Iceman because I don't have to worry about Biohazard with Iceman. And for encroaching stun, I don't have to worry about that because if he is stunned, the Ice Armor will take that away. And it's just a slow fight. Now, I did use a Warlock here on my first try, but if I had a choice again to do it, I would go with an Iceman and just spam those SP1s, and this fight will go down faster. Just be careful when he's going to throw those specials. The controls are going to be inverted. They won't be unblockables specials. Just try to block those specials and you should be good. And moving on to the next fight, we finally get the Supreme Adoptoid. Finally, he used to be in, I think, 6.5 or one of those story quests where he just throws specials over and over again. And back then we didn't have much counters. Now to deal with this champion, you have two options. You can bring somebody that can do a lot of damage on armor like Galen. I'm going to use him, but you have to deal with the unstoppable. Or you can use champions that can take away the unstoppable and you should be good with it. So in my case, I've brought in I have given you options of Silk, Captain America Infinity War, She-Hulk. As usual, she would be amazing with a constant slow. You can also use somebody like Spidey 2099 with the SP3. So plenty of options you can use here. Miles Morales is going to be the third champion with Unmastered Region, Astral Sense, Buff Toggle, Staggering Beauty, True Lies and Distract. So the only way he will take damage is when you will apply more than 3 debuffs, and when you will stun and try to hit him, he's going to guarantee evade you. So just be careful about that. I would say bring in champions that have easy anti-evade Spideyverse abilities. For example, your Red Goblin, your Venom Pool, all of these champions work really well. Or you can bring in straight up champions that can apply a lot of debuffs very quickly. So for example, your Gore, also your Elsa Bloodstone, all of these champions work well. Yeah, just you need to have those distract and you should be good. Do not parry, play without parry, so Elsa Bloodstone will really help you with her evade and you should be good. You can also bring in Black Widow Deadly Origins, you can do well here as well. So just a usual Spider-Man fight, Miles Morales fight with an extra distract. And next up, we're going to have a Dust. Now this Dust is really annoying to deal with, so you have to be prepared for her. So first things first, she is going to have Combo Conundrum, Beer Necessity, Danger Zone and Combo Party along with Nimble. So Nimble, you have only a finite amount of stuns. After that, she is going to start reducing the stuns by 20% after every stun, so be careful how many you use. Next one is going to be Beer Necessity. So if you don't knock her down, she is going to block 90% of the basic attacks, and her auto block is also active, so that is going to hurt. So basically you have to bring in champions that can either have unblockable all them. So for example, you can bring in a champion such as Adam Warlock, he has unblockable, or you can bring in somebody like Hulkling, but that is also a bit tricky because of those dust charges. So bring in champions, just throw a heavy in their combo and you should be good. So I am using a gladiator here. I've just recently ranked 3 him, so I use him for everything. I usually brute force a lot of fights with him, but I think the better options here will be your Iron Man Doom. Doom would be really good here because he can not only remove the dust charges, he has a heavy attack in between his attacks, so that is going to knock dust down and remove that Beer Necessity node, avoiding the unblockable. So yeah, just pick a champion with heavy attacks and keep knocking her down so you don't get auto blocked, and Incinerator Plasma will help against the dust charges. And here we are against Joaquin Torres, the Falcon. Now this fight, he's in my opinion is more of an attacker than a defender, and he's gonna apply a lot of debuffs. So bring any champion that can use those debuffs to his advantage, and you can really maul this Falcon down. So for example, somebody like Crossbones will really like kick his butt. Also Kingpin I'm going to use here. You can also bring in Moleman. They're going to do quite a bit of damage. Just keep him to an SP1. I didn't even see the SP2 animation. I'm not sure if that's easier to deal with. I just brought in Kingpin and just dropped him like a little bag. He was quite easy to deal with, and just like that he is out. Shrug off those debuffs and you're good to go. And finally, we have Arnim Zola with well-timed immunity and Rich Get Richer and Disintegration Beams, Arc Overload, Free Spirited, and Make a Stand. So you have to keep knocking him down to remove his protection, and that protection along with his own abilities make him very tanky to special attacks, so he doesn't take much damage. So you have to bring in a champion that can throw some big physical heavy attacks to do quite a bit of damage to him, otherwise he takes quite a bit to get down. Now, so as to speak, that his strength is going to be that he's going to be very tanky and is going to apply a lot of disintegrates on you. So there are plenty of ways you can do this fight. You can either bring in a skill champion that can remove those disintegrates, for example like Kingpin. I've tried this fight with Kingpin, so you can do that. Or you can use champions that have a lot of heavy attacks. So you can literally doom cycle this Arnim Zola. I've done it and he works super well. Takes him out quite easily. Build up to 2 Furies with Doom and throw that SP2, and you will notice him melt with that Incinerate. Same goes with your Gladiator. Just build up that SP2 and throw that with some with confidence charges, and you are going to do a lot of damage with that Incinerate. So basically Arnim Zola does not take much damage with specials, but if you do damage over time effects and physical attacks, that are really going to melt him. You can also use champions that have built-in unblockables, so Hulkling or champions like Adam Warlock can work really well. I haven't tried them, but I think they will work really well because of their physical nature of the attacks, and they also have unblockable, so they should work really good. Now this fight took me quite long. This was one of my first tries, but I have done this fight with Doom. Doom goes much faster. Also I've done this fight with Gladiator. That is also a much faster fight, but I'm showing you the one that takes quite a bit of time and is quite annoying to deal with. You need to keep knocking him down, and you cannot interrupt his special attack if you notice here. And with this SP2 is much easier to evade, so if you can push him to an SP2, that would be that will give you an easier time, and once those huge physical damage kicks in, you can do some great damage. Again, the protection comes up, so you knock him down, evade the SP2, and you're good to go. With the SP1, those debuffs will really, do quite a bit of damage. So I would say if you are afraid of the disintegration, bring in a skill champion to shrug off and you should be good. Thanks for joining in, and I'll be back with some more videos. Have a good one. Bye.